Jesus shows us in this instance and where he is how we should act and how we are to act as opposed to reacting. In the text, we find that Jesus here tells us that when things happen, rather than reacting, you know what he said? He says, be cool. Yeah, write that down. Be cool. And be calm, be cool. Why? Because he says a soft answer turns away wrath. But grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise use knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. And I think that there are people who stay awake at night trying to figure out how to get on your last nerve. Yeah. People seem to know more about how you ought to behave than you know yourself. People sit back and want to dictate how you ought to do this or that. If I were you, I would have done so-and-so, so-and-so. You ain't me. And you be careful not to allow them to cause you to react. You want to make sure that you act. Be cool. Jesus, who had to deal with his brothers, who wanted to put him on display. When you look at this text, here's Jesus, and he had some brothers. In the presence of his brothers, and I'm talking about his biological brothers, during the feast of the tabernacle in Judea, they want to urge him to go to the feast where all of these people are. And what you do, you want to go up there and show yourself. In other words, you want to go up there and put on a spectacle. You want to go up there now and advertise yourself. Advertise yourself and let them see you as the guru of religion. Let them see who you are. You know they want to see you. You know they want to know who you are. And if you go and if you just advertise yourself, and because all you're doing will catapult you over into nothing more than great popularity. You will be esteemed by many. Go show yourself. Flout your godly given talent. Go ahead. You want earthly prominence, don't you? Now, I believe that these are brothers who now see this guy who's doing all of this stuff, even though they didn't believe in him, but they figured that if he would go and do this in front of a whole bunch of other people, then he then would have earthly prominence, and they too then would be able to say, look at my bro. Look at my bro. But listen, they said to him, out of all that you do, man, nobody does this in secret. No, you seek popularity, so you want to do it openly. I'm trying to share with you what is happening here is there are some people who are trying to tell this man how he ought to live his life. They're pushing him. They are saying to him that if you're human, and if you have any human blood in you at all, if you have any ambition, if you really want to be known, go show yourself and perform a few miracles, so people can check you out. But now Jesus, he could have reacted. As a matter of fact, he probably could have cast a spell on them. But instead, he was cool. Because they're looking at him and saying, man, out of all that you've done, you talk. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to emphasize this thing that here is some earthly ambitions trying to make the spiritual ambition yield down to earthly ambition. And try to make spiritual become earthly prominent. Nobody does what you do in secret and don't seek to openly do this so that you can have earthly prominence. What an ego. Ego's tripping out. They are on their ego trip, but Jesus is still being cool. Have you ever been around folk who just raising hell all the time? I mean, they seem to be fussing about little or nothing. I mean, some little Abner stuff, some stuff. It means absolutely nothing, and they just fuss, and even get you wrapped up in the fussing, and you sitting there looking at them, wondering why they are going through this. Adults, just everybody wants to be right, but while they're fussing, you're being cool. Yeah. Jesus performing his ministry, and he had caused unrest among the religious leaders. He had turned water into wine. He taught Nicodemus about the new birth. He loosed the woman at the well from her shame. He spoke healing to the man at the pool of Bethesda. He fed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 barley loaves, and claimed to be the bread of life. The Jews sought to kill him, and his brothers wanted to put him on display. He could have reacted. Instead, he maintained his cool and responded with a soft answer. Just simply said to them, go ahead if you want, but my time is not yet. My time is not yet. He's dealing with time. And when you are being cool in the midst of your trials and your situation, you must always try to be cool and understand your timing. They were trying to make him function out of the auspices of God's time. They were dealing with Chronos time, man's time, clock time. Go on and show yourself. Let them know that you are somebody. They can exalt you and make you earthly king. Go ahead. Why? Because this might not last too long. They're dealing with Chronos time. But Jesus says, my time is not yet. He's dealing with Kairos time. God's time is not your time. My time. The time that God has given me to do what I do, and the purpose for which I've come is not yet. And I will not let you push me into doing something that is not my calling to do. He could have, but he was cool. He says, the world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I speak of its evil. In other words, I can't go up there because they hate me. And it's not time yet for me to put myself in their hands. I've got some more work to do. So you go if you want, but I can't go right now. Can you tell somebody, I want you to do this with me. Can you tell them that ain't for me? You do it if you want, but it just ain't my time yet. No, it ain't my time. Not time. And Jesus could have reacted. Instead, he acted. He could have complained. You see, he could have, when you react, you start complaining. To complain is to react, to blame, or to question. Why me? Have you ever asked why me?